Hey guys, how's it going? Austin Reed here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Alright, today we're going to talk about why it's important to get out of first world countries when you're first starting off as a musician. Let's jump right in. Hey guys, how's it going? Austin Reed here, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Welcome to the channel that's dedicated to teaching you guys how to be a successful musician. Go ahead and click that like and subscribe button if you guys want to be a successful musician. Now to start off, I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about how I grew up. Alright, so I grew up in a first world country. I grew up in the United States in a state called New Mexico, and I just found it really difficult to grow as a musician in the United States, and I'm going to explain to you guys why. But first, I'm going to take a quick jump in the pool. So it's really difficult for me to get started as a musician, and the reason why is because I fell in kind of a trap. See, when I was in the United States, I fell in this trap of having to pay my bills, and so I moved out of my parents' house, and I had my own apartment. My apartment was like $750 a month, which isn't really that expensive, to be honest. But then I had a car because I had to drive to work, and the car payments were about $250 a month, and then there was insurance, which was another $150. So that's another $400 a month. Altogether, that's about $1,100. And then there's electricity, which I had to pay, and then there's food. And so I was paying about $1,500 a month, which is kind of a lot. I mean, it's not like a shitload. I mean, to most people in the United States, $1,500 is like pretty manageable. Most people make that, maybe slightly more, slightly less than that every month. And so that's totally handleable for most people. But the problem is I kept trying to record my music and trying to find time. Yeah, I could afford to buy some more things from time to time, maybe one big thing a month that was a couple $100. The problem is because I was handling a job that was 40 hours a week, and then I got home and I was so tired I needed to eat. I ate crappy food on the way. I didn't really have time to work on my music. Didn't really have the time to put into it as much as I do now. So if you think about it, you're sleeping about 56 hours a week, and then you've got another 40 hours a week working. So that's about like almost 100 hours right there. It's like 96 hours. You have about 168 hours in your week, okay? And you're spending about 100 hours on work and sleep. That's not including eating, right? So if you add eating on top of that, it's got to be at least 105, 110. Then there's grocery shopping, so that's like 115 hours. Maybe 112 if you're like really good at shopping. And then there's the time that you go out with your friends, right? Because you want to go drink, you want to have fun, you want to enjoy your time. So you probably spend at least 10, 15, maybe 20 hours a week doing that. So that leaves you with about 30 hours left. And then maybe you want to watch TV or something. That leaves you with about 20 hours left. So feasibly, there's only like 20 hours a week that you can work on your music career. Now let me ask you, how long does it take to record a song? Can you record a song in 20 hours? I know that I can, but it's taken a lot of practice to get there. And if it's one of the songs that I'm going to put on my album, and not just a cover song or a song that I'm making for a client, generally it'll take a lot more than 20 hours to record that. It'll take 20 hours just to make the music video, maybe even more. I mean, that's not even including the time I spent to record it, the time I spent practicing, the time I spent making the solo, playing the solos over and over again. It takes a lot of time to do a lot of these things. So now imagine, okay, so like you have to release your music, right? You also have to advertise your music. You have to go play concerts. You have to find concerts, right? How many hours a week do you spend right now looking for concerts? I mean, be honest with yourself. Do you spend 10 hours, 20 hours, 30 hours a week looking for concerts? Do you spend 5, 3, 2? How many people do you call a day? How many people do you email a day looking for gigs? On the other turn, how many people are you calling for interviews or for YouTube collaborations? You know, how many people are you emailing for that? How many radio stations are you contacting? So if you work a hard job and you do it right, you might have 2 days a week to work. And those 2 days, you're probably only going to work 4 or 5 hours, maybe a little longer, maybe maximum 20 hours a week that you can work on your music. Do you honestly think that you can make a full-time career with your music working only 20 hours a week? Ask yourself that question. Do you honestly think that you can make a full-time music career working only 20 hours a week? And those 20 hours are not very productive because you're exhausted from going to work throughout the week. Well, this is one of the problems that I was experiencing, and it's one of the things I started thinking about is like, there's got to be a way out of the work system. There's got to be a way to spend more time on music and less time on work. Now, on the one hand, you could just get a better job, get a shittier house, and still live in the United States, and then maybe you might have some more time, which is cool. But ideally, you just want to get rid of that job altogether, right? At least that's what I thought. So somewhere along the way, I decided that I would go to Argentina. Now, the reason why I wanted to go to Argentina is because I had a musician friend that I wanted to do music with that I met when I was in Germany when I was 15. That's a long story. Long story short, it didn't really work out, but it did teach me quite a few different things. When I went to Argentina, I had just sold my car, so I had a couple $1,000s saved up, and I was ready to go full-fledged in Argentina. One of the things I realized is it's really, really cheap to live in other countries. Like, you wouldn't even believe. I only had like $3,000 saved up at the time, but that $3,000 is a lot. For example, when I started renting my house, it was only $250 a month. Imagine that. Imagine if your rent was only $250 a month and you had $3,000 saved up in a bank account ready to go. Like, that's pretty sweet, right? How much do I spend on food? Well, if I wasn't eating out, I would spend maybe $100 a month. If I was eating out, I'd spend maybe $200 a month. Now, that's not that bad, is it? $250 plus $200 a month, that's basically $500 a month to spend on living. And then I had unlimited time. I didn't have to get a job. I didn't have to do anything to work on music, okay? $3,000 saved up. How many months is that? It's a total of 6 months to make a career out of music before I had to come up with another alternative, right? That's 6 months to make rent and food. Now, honestly, you've got to be a little crazy to jump into another country without another source of income. And honestly, I did have another source of income. Back then, I was doing drop shipping, right? That was before I was doing full-time music like I am now. But the only reason why I was doing drop shipping was because I was still caught in the trap of I need to make money in order to live, in order to do music, right? That was kind of the trap I was in. Now I think differently. Now I think I need to do more music so that I can make money so I can do more music. Is basically what I'm thinking now. So about October last year, I decided that I would no longer want to do drop shipping. I no longer wanted to do any online marketing or anything like that. I didn't really have a lot of money. I had about $1,000. I was in Ecuador at the time. I decided I'm gonna do full-time music. That's it. I'm doing full-time music, no matter what it takes, whether it be lessons or making music for other people or just doing my own music. I'm gonna do full-time music with the end goal being me touring the world, being able to play wherever I want, people listening to my music. There was a point when I was on the Amazon River in Peru that I ended up in the hospital and I was basically out of money. And I was starting to like play guitar in the street in the Amazon jungle. And I don't know if you guys know, but Peruvian soles, like that's not a lot of money. That's like nothing, right? Like you're not gonna make money making soles in the Amazon jungle. Long story short, I eventually got to Brazil and my income was not doing very well. That was back when I first got into Fiverr and I was first getting into Udemy. I had a few students, okay, at that time. I had 3 students, all right? 3 students paid me $300 a month, $25 a lesson per student, 4 lessons a month. That's $300 a month. When I first got to Brazil, I stayed in a hotel and my rent was $200 a month. It was a really shitty hotel and food was about $150 a month. So total Brazil was like $350 a month to stay. So I was making less than I needed to live when I started out in Brazil. Then Fiverr started picking up, Upwork started picking up, and I started doing more Udemy courses, really trying to get things down and going. Started trying to find more guitar students, and eventually, by the time I left Brazil, I was actually doing really well. I got my first sponsor when I was in Brazil. They actually paid me to make guitar tutorials and to make a couple cover songs for their company. It's called Yabla. It's a language learning platform, and I have a couple of videos on their platform that they sponsored me to do for their platform. And then after being in Brazil, I moved to Europe for a little bit, and I actually found some nice cheap Airbnbs for about $300 to $400 a month. So I would kind of hop locations every couple weeks and just go different places in Germany and things like that. And living in Europe definitely increased our expenses. We went from spending about $300 to $500 a month to spending about $500 to $800 a month, right? And so we kind of started to fall back into that trap again because we weren't quite making enough money yet. So it only took me about 3 months of being on Fiverr for Fiverr to become a big enough income for me to actually be able to pay for my living. Right now I'm making about $1,000, sometimes more, a month on Fiverr, okay? And that's not that bad. I'm living in a country right now, I'm in India, okay? My life is $400 a month. Maybe $500 if I'm luxurious, which I am, so it's $500 a month, right? I'm about to go to Malaysia, okay? I found a nice 2-bedroom condo with a pool and a private gym just like this one. It's $250 a month, okay? So I'm making $1,000 a month on Fiverr, all right? I've also got other things going on. I've got students, okay? I've got Udemy courses I'm releasing, right? I've also got Spotify streams I'm getting paid for now. So with a combination of all of those things, I'm making several $1,000s a month now, and I'm living in third world countries, so I only spend about $500 a month. Now, that sounds pretty awesome. That means that I have all the time that I need to work on my music, my branding, making sure that my songs are getting amazing music videos, getting streaming, learning how to do the music business, learning how to plan tours, working for other musicians. So all in all, I don't think it's important for you guys to live in a first world country. I think you guys should move to a third world country and grow your incomes. But I don't think you should move to a third world country until you have a small side income going of at least a couple $100s a month, along with some money saved in the bank so that you can make it happen. All right? So start your Fiverr account, start your Udemy account, start your Upwork account, start finding students, start mixing and mastering and making beats for other people, start releasing your songs on Spotify and getting your songs on Spotify playlists. Start building an online income so that you can travel the world, go wherever you want, live in amazing places with amazing beaches, amazing people, have amazing food, and grow your music the whole time while you're doing this so that you can become the best musician that you want to be. So I hope that this video helps you guys out. If you guys want to see some more videos about how to be a successful musician, traveling the world, doing whatever you want, go ahead and click that like and subscribe button. You guys have a wonderful day.